Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 12 of Serendipity. This one's titled Sneaky Office Kisses. Not wanting to be suspicious, you and Deku walked the short way to work side by side, but not holding hands. Both of you were blushing madly, and every little thing he said made you giggle like a little schoolgirl. Deku was equally shy and couldn't stop looking at you. He was quite obviously enamoured, head over heels for his personal assistant, just as the headlines had implied. As you entered the work building, everyone in the immediate vicinity stopped and stared at the two of you. Deku blushed and sidestepped away from you a bit, and your eyes fell to the floor as you fiddled with your hands. Well, that's not obvious, the receptionist snorted with amusement. No, the headlines weren't... She just needed help, so I saved her from the masses. Deku stumbled over his own words as he painfully tried to cover for the two of you. Deku had to save me from all the questions of the public after the headlines this morning, you said, finally calming yourself enough to look the receptionist in the eye. She raised a brow at you, but didn't say any more, and the rest of the office workers went back to work, muttering and whispering to themselves and their colleagues. Well, this is going to be hard to hide, Deku whispered to you as you neared the offices. That's okay, we can talk about how we want to handle this later this afternoon, or I could pencil in a meeting with you sometime today so we could chat, he said with a shy smile. Pencil in the meeting with me today, he said with a smile. The more often I get to see you, the better. You blushed and giggled softly. Oh, okay. You said a small bye as you made your way to your office, and he watched you walk away a bit before going into his own office. Deku couldn't concentrate on anything that day. The image of kissing you was well and truly burnt into his memory, and he really, really wanted to kiss you again. You sighed as you tapped your pen against the list of appointments that were piling up, needing to be confirmed with a date and a time. You read the top appointment over and over again, your eyes registering the words, but it not computing in your brain. Opening the diary to the current day, you looked at your watch. 11:36 a.m. You looked at his appointment list for the afternoon. There were a few conference calls, but nothing big, so you looked for a slot where you could pencil yourself in. I could grab him for 45 minutes at 2:15 p.m, you thought. Just then there was a knock on the door. Come in, you called happily. Deku's blushing head popped through the door, and his beautiful green curls fell across his face as his soft eyes locked onto yours. Hi, Yin, he stammered nervously. Hi, Deku, you said with a giant smile, standing up from your desk and walking around to where he was half concealed behind the door. Come in, you added with a giggle. Oh, he said quickly, as he entered the room and closed the door behind him. What brings you in here? You asked as you looked up at him. He slowly made his way closer to you, one of his arms slipping around your back and pulling you closer. Your palms hit his chest as your body collided with his. You, he said as he bent his head down to yours, capturing your lips instantly. You reached up and cupped his face as you kissed. You'd been thinking about his kiss all morning too, and it was nice that he had wanted to get another one from you, taking the initiative to steal one while at work. You both got lost in the moment as your eyes closed, your lips parting slightly as his tongue brushed tenderly along your bottom lip. He was gentle yet purposeful, and before you knew it, it was a full-on make-out session. His hands were wandering your back and sides and hips, but he dared not touch your backside. That was an area beyond what he could deem as appropriate. Your fingers had made their way up into his beautiful, thick, curly hair, and you grabbed a handful as he pulled you closer to himself even more. Things were heating up when you two were interrupted by a soft knock at the door. You both jumped violently and parted quickly. You wanted to be as inconspicuous as possible, so you raced back around to take a seat at your desk and sat down, breathing rapidly. You motioned for Deku to ask who it was, and he straightened himself before calling out. It's just me, the receptionist, the lady called out as she opened the door. The conference call with Hiro Shoto and Hiro Redride is waiting for... She stopped mid-sentence and smirked. Sorry, seems like I've interrupted a moment, she said slyly, noting Deku's messy hair and flushed face, and your top that was still slightly askew, and guilt written all over your face. Oh, no, nothing at all, Deku said with a slight pant. She stifled a laugh and continued her sentence. Okay, well, your colleagues have been trying to call you and couldn't get through. They also tried Miss Lynn's office here, but she didn't pick up either. I didn't hear the phone ring, you said, perplexed as you looked down at it. Oh, well, perhaps you were preoccupied with other matters, she leered quickly before leaving so that you or Deku couldn't say anything in retaliation. I better go, Deku said sheepishly. Yes, go, you replied. That, kiss was... Yeah, I really enjoyed that, he said with a heartwarming smile. Can I schedule another one of those? Oh, of course, you replied happily. I'm penciling in another one at 2:15 p.m, you added with a little cheeky eyebrow wiggle. Can't wait, he said, quickly going back to his office. You sighed happily and focused back on your work, your head slightly clearer now. You smiled and recommenced arranging Deku's appointments. And there ends chapter 12. Stay tuned for chapter 13.